Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of PMP's Den of Antiquities. Today, we got an awesome episode of we're going to be ranking all of the Jedi and their duelist. Only dueling powers, no force abilities, no nothing, just how they are with a lightsaber. So let's pull up and I also got my awesome friends here to help me rank all this stuff.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's it.
Thanks, man.
All right. So you guys have seen the tier list before. It's going to go through S, A, B, and C. S being the best, C being not so great. And we're, like I said, we're just ranking these on their dueling abilities and what we see in the movies, and then some of Legends and all that stuff. So first up, we got Ki-Adi-Mundi. I know where he kind of ranks for me, but I'd like to see what you guys think and like where each one of you would put him.
I'd say for me at least, I'd say between A and B. I know he's like competent and he actually can, fight. What puts it up at least a little bit higher for me is his Prelude to Rebellion comic books. He's pretty cool in that. He's also training was it Sharad Head or Ashrad Head? I gotta reread those, but
no, you got it right, Sharad Head. You're good.
Yeah, whatever one it was, he was looking after him. And
I mean, I think he's got to be A just because of the 7 wives thing. I know that doesn't have anything to do with it.
that does.
It does put a little pep in your step.
That is a pro duelist.
You have that many wives. No, but the research that I was doing on him, because we don't really he's a background character for most. You see him a little bit in the Clone Wars, and then you kind of see him get clapped in Revenge of the Sith. I would say A though.
Seconds though, when the clones are actually shooting him, he actually can.
I mean, to be fair, I think it's hard to like deflect a whole battalion of clones. Like you see the first line, but there's lines behind those clones too that are just firing upon him. So and a lot of the external stuff that I was looking at, he was noted to be in the top 10 of duelists in the Jedi Council. So we can put, and these guys aren't permanent too. If we get through it and we want to move them up and down, we can. It's not a permanent slot. So I'm always super bad at pronouncing this guy's name. It's Agen Kolar or Agen Kolar.
I think either or works.
One of the final people that was in the Senate building before things went south.
Yeah, before Palpatine did a freaking scream and 360 no scoped him.
Literally.
Not to be confused with Eve Koth.
Yeah, which I confuse them all the time.
they look similar, same species, I think too.
Personally, I think he also goes in A, but whatever you guys think, I want to hear what you guys think too.
Man,
how do they describe him in the novel, Charlie?
They bought the best that they had of the duelist to the Senate building and everything while Anakin was. Horrible decision, leaving him there to do on that. So the fact that he would be, one of the best duelists that Mace could choose, go over there and everything like that says volumes. I'm pretty sure he dabbled in nine mad. Yeah, I think it was 9 mad, and
I think he did Form 4 as well. I think he was like a mixture of those.
But. Yeah, so he was able to do those two because I remember that in one book. So yeah, I would put. Yeah, I'd go.
We'll put him in it.
Probably low A.
Next, we got 6010. So they all go to attack Palpatine. I believe he's the first one to go, isn't it? CC10.
I think CC goes first with the stab, and then when he swoops around, he hits Agent Kolar, and he's like,
Yeah, he was the second one.
So. Personally, I think I would put him in B. A lot of the research that I did, just because he was more prone to he was a better starfighter and a better pilot than he was a Jedi duelist. He preferred being in the cockpit. I think he was second to Anakin. I think that's what a lot of the records have him as being the second best pilot, up there with Plo Koon as well.
Oh, yeah.
But what do you guys think? Is B too low for him, or what are you thinking on that?
I think that's fair. I mean, even in the 2003 Clone Wars, when he boards that separatist ship with the clones, they pretty much do all the work for him. He just kind of is blocking.
Point and shoot.
I will say he does have the drip though with that helmet, man. That helmet is freaking sick. I'll give him some style points for that. Next, we got Yaddle. Yeah, Yaddle.
Aw.
We didn't really get to see very
That's
much
still
of
a fresh
Yaddle.
wound, man.
Yeah,
Man.
in the comics, but you do get to see her in
Tales of the Jedi.
Tales of the Jedi.
Yes.
I believe she kind of mixes form 2 and 4, which like 4 is obviously a lot more versatile, agile, and stuff like that.
Right.
With 2 focusing more on one-on-one like saber dueling.
Kashi.
And I personally think she really stood up against Dooku.
Yes.
Dooku and Yoda are like the obviously spoilers like for S tier, but they're like the best. You know,
I would
best
say
of the
high
best.
B, something like
So,
that.
You would say high B.
I'd say high B,
Interesting.
yeah.
Okay. All right. We can do that.
Probably
that.
right next to say C10 actually. Like
Yeah,
I fill them out more.
I would say that's accurate. We can go with that. And then next we got Luminara Unduli. Now we kind of see her a little bit in the Clone Wars. See her go up against Ventress. We see her. They fight the droids in the Crystal Cavern in the 2003 Clone Wars, and then I believe that's it as far as I know.
She was in Attack of the Clones 2 in the Geonosis arena, but you don't get to see her do anything.
Yeah,
same thing with Barriss as well.
I mean, what do you guys think? I personally would probably say C, just because of the lack of knowledge and that I have on her.
It's tough because I think she's definitely higher than Barriss, but Barriss carries her weight when she's fighting Ahsoka with the Ventress mask on, and when she's fighting Anakin, dual wielding both of them. So it's tough.
It is tough. So when I looked her up, she I believe she was form 3.
3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Defense is not really combat. I'd say on the lower end. Then maybe Barriss is stronger. Who knows?
I think
No,
C, personally.
I think it's a good placeholder.
I think she would be a high C, like maybe even possibly like low B, high C. I wish there was like a mid, like a mid tier or something like that.
B and a half.
Yeah, she's a C plus. And then we got Barriss, which
who knows? Barriss could have been a better duelist. There's not really a whole lot of media on that.
I just think because Anakin is definitely top
she
tier,
fought
right?
Anakin. You know what?
And held her own. So I honestly I would say maybe Luminara does have the capability, but I would put Barriss in B personally. Then we have Shock T, which we actually have a little bit of knowledge with the Force Unleashed and stuff like that. Like she does a lot of cool stuff in that. And then she also fights Grievous in the 2003 Clone Wars.
I think she's higher than Ajin, maybe a little bit less than Kiadi.
Yeah, so A for sure, right?
Yeah, mainly because not only just the Force Unleashed and all that, but the only reason she lost to Grievous was she was being overwhelmed. She just got done fighting hundreds of Magna Guards, with their own weapons and that kind of stuff.
And then we have Ayla Secura.
Ayla Secura. Oh, Raycans.
Do you guys know of anything that she's necessary? Because like in Clone Wars, you don't really get to see very much. Like
she defends that village with the lemur people.
Yeah.
But that's not really dueling.
Then she kind of gets like her and Kiadi both kind of get stomped by Grievous in the 2003.
Yeah, so, definitely in the C category for me.
But. Yeah, I think you might be right. I think she might have.
Don't kill me, Charlie.
No. It's okay. I just remember training Ray Kennex a little bit with when it was come to this character for Fulcrum, and her proficiency with much like Anakin's form and also Taro at the same time, and her abilities with her Leku gave her abilities for like Force sight, but since no Force abilities, just combat abilities. That's a tough one.
She fights with Quinlan in the comics too, like in a lot of stuff. She has to be higher than Luminara, I want to say.
I honestly, just because of the lack of knowledge, I would say she's probably high C and then like mid B. I would say.
I'd say definitely in front of Luminara.
Yeah, for sure. Next, we got Kanan Jarrus.
Oh man.
Maybe stronger than Yaddle? Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe in between Yaddle and CC10.
I mean, that guy was fighting a lot of emotional issues through a lot of that, which I think suppressed tons. But when he got pissed, and it was time to go. It
Well,
was
he
on.
beat the Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that was
So-
early on. So
At the end of the day, though, the Grand Inquisitor is another Jedi.
True, but
No,
I would
it's-
say to be a
it's-
temple guard, you probably have to be at the top of your game, right? I mean, like I would imagine. Like,
But what does
you-
that entail? Force ability or duelist ability for Temple Guard? I don't know if
That's
the
true.
ranking
They
is
had
not
to-
really.
They had to keep that, and plus, if remember, Grand Inquisitors had the boot camp of Lord Vader every day,
Mhm.
True.
all day.
True. I mean, they did. Well, no, he kind of got swept by Vader. Vader kind of pushed everybody back, but
Yeah, Kanan doesn't really beat Vader in any
Ooh.
way,
no.
and he kind of just gets by with the Inquisitor.
I would say
Low
man,
key.
yeah.
Low B.
I don't want to drop him in the C category because I mean,
Yeah.
but
Well, he does level up. Him and Ezra both,
Yes.
I think, level up quite a bit. I think
Yeah.
Ezra. Well, we'll get to Ezra, but like I think Ezra's
Mhm.
stronger than Kanan. But
I would agree.
we'll get there. So, next we got Qui-Gon. This is a good one.
Oh,
This is a
man.
good one.
mean-
High-ish A for me.
Yeah.
High Shay. I would say that's accurate. I mean, I think he does get attacked by Maul, but Maul was fluent and he was trained by Palpatine, fluent in all the forms, and he honestly held his own. And Maul kind of did a dirty trick to get him.
You're dirty. Well,
Yeah,
also,
you did me
Maul-
dirty, boy.
I
You did
think
me dirty.
there was like the description of like I think there was like some force ability that he used to like enhance that trick or something
Maul did?
weird. It kind of gets a gray area when you talk about duelists and then enhanced dueling abilities like through the force. Because Qui-Gon, I mean, he used battle meditation as
Right.
well to help him in his
Mhm,
dueling
mhm.
abilities.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yes.
But still, though, he was able to hold like pretty much without Obi-Wan even being there.
In
No
the-
Sith Lord has been spotted in forever, and he was actually pushing. Like Maul was running away.
I just think it's crazy that him and Yoda had the same form because I feel like their fighting styles are like completely different. But it's
Yep.
just like it's crazy how like they kind of both had. I guess maybe like if we would have seen like a younger Qui-Gon, maybe he would have had more like agility because he doesn't really do a crazy amount of agility in the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
I feel like. But next we got Ezra.
I agree
personally
with.
think-
I agree with higher than Kanan.
Yeah, I think he's up there in high B, possibly.
Yeah.
If we, this might be bold, but I think maybe by the time Ahsoka, he would be A.
Yeah.
He would
Maybe
be A. I think
I'd say he beat Yaddle.
Yeah, I think he was on track to becoming a very powerful Jedi. I would say.
And I'll add my 2 cents is anytime you hang out and spend time with Sam Witwer, you gain a little bit of power and ability.
yeah.
That Sith
Hey, that's
holocron.
cheating.
That Sith holocron, him hanging out for I think it was 6 months or a year or something like that after Kanan got blind, that's going to boost up your stuff regardless of
Ezra had aggression too, and I think he would
That
take
was
down
it.
Yaddle. I don't think he would take down Shakti though.
No.
I don't think so.
It's tough. Yeah, that's a tool because Shock T I think had definitely more battle experience than like yes, Ezra was fighting the Empire and stuff like that, but I feel like Shock T had definitely like she had to fight off Grievous and
More
like,
combat experience.
you know,
I think Shakti would last longer in a fight with Vader than Ezra would.
I feel
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's
Agree.
fair. Like I'm slowly learning that while we're doing this, maybe I should have added force abilities within this too, because it's kind of hard to just break down one when we've seen very little of some of these characters. Like some of them, like you already know, like you know which ones are which. But like as we go further on down the list, I feel like some of these, like you're right, like some of them, like we're definitely rely on their force abilities along with like the combat. So
It's good.
what about Cal Kestis?
Maybe close to Kanan, I want to say.
Yeah, I would say like high C to low B.
I would say high. I don't know, just because it seems like he's still in the process of building up and learning and stuff.
Mhm.
I
Ditto.
think, yeah.
I think he has potential, and we'll probably
sure.
see that in the next game to be a higher B
Ditto.
for sure.
He's-
Next we have Ray, which Ray's kind of
Back
a
of
tricky
C.
one.
No
Back-
training at
Thank-
all.
Thank you, JT. I love you.
No training whatsoever.
Fair enough,
Swinging
fair
it like
enough.
a baseball bat.
Yeah,
It
Is that
depends on
even a
the
form?
writer.
I don't know.
That
depends on
is
the
true.
writer.
That's fair. I think she definitely has. I think she kind of like for me. I guess you never really see the forms for her, but I would say she's more of like a form for four. She definitely does a lot of like acrobatic style moves in the. I mean, she doesn't have a lot of training for sure because Luke doesn't really train her, and then she gets training from Leia, which Leia doesn't have very much training either. So it's kind of tough. But yeah, I think I would agree. I think she would be a compared to the rest of the group. I think she would be a C for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we got Bastila Shan, which, if you guys don't know who she is, she's from the Old Republic in the video games. I mean,
maybe mid A.
I love her.
I think, dude. I mean, she holds her own, and like the double blade combo, and then she also goes dark side. Then comes she kind of like a. I feel like she's kind of like almost like Quinlan or something like that, where she kind of has dabbled in both.
Also, she was partners with one of my favorite characters in the EU, Revan.
Yeah.
So they trained together.
They did a lot more than training. Ayo!
Yeah, they trained together.
I was waiting for someone to get that. Yes.
So we'll say A.
This is the After Dark episode.
Yeah, exactly. And not just that, but she also achieved Grandmaster as well before her time was done, which is amazing for her age.
Right.
Next, we got Ram Koda or Ram Koda, depending on how you want to say it.
I think so. Judging on Kanan's picture, I think definitely stronger than Kanan. I mean, they even talk about him. He was in the Clone Wars and he stood against, with his own militia and all that kind of stuff. It was only until he was blinded do I think Kanan would be able to beat Ram. I think Kanan is a better blind than Ram. But I think Ram is a better actual foresight.
Combat experience, definitely. Yeah. 100% agree.
So we'll put him.
Maybe higher, maybe lower than Yaddle, maybe right under Yaddle or higher than Yaddle, somewhere around there.
You think he would beat CC Teen and Luminara?
Barriss? I think so.
Okay.
Well, he survived Order 66 as well.
True, but I think they said the only reason why he survived is because he used his own militia, right? Do you think he would have survived if he would have used clones?
It's tough because
I know he would definitely, even if they used clones, I know that he would definitely have a better chance than Stacey 10 and Barriss.
So next we got Revan, which one's
Reeves.
I mean,
he's too powerful.
I think also too when you have an understanding of both the light and the dark, like he's been on both sides. I think that just kind of puts you kind of above, and then also too, I mean, you got to fighting in war and the Mandalorian War specifically, man. I mean. He was the general. He was at the top of his game. It's very hard to, I would say, to beat that. He's
a leader, man.
Next one we got Maris. Sorry, I say Barriss. Maris Brood. And I was kind of, I didn't know if I wanted to add her because she's most of the time we see her fight, she's in dark side or dark side.
She has red guard sabers, but she is under tutelage of Shakti. She is still a Jedi. It's only until Shakti dies does she slowly start to turn, but we still see her dueling ability.
True.
Yeah, and she wasn't horrible by any means, but yeah, she's just okay.
Dude, also the baton kind of sabers that she has, and that she can twist and stuff like that. We've never seen that before. Yeah. With any other that's very interesting fighting style,
and that one actually makes sense.
Yeah,
what was cool when Asajj Ventress in the Clone Wars, when she does one of these moves over Ahsoka, and at her neck, kind of in an X. I think Maris did something similar, so I just caught that. It's a cool reference there.
I would say she's B personally, and then I would say she's somewhere in between Kanan and Yaddle.
I think stronger than Ram.
Stronger than Ram. Okay.
Maybe.
Interesting.
She has more speed on her side.
Yeah,
and she can cloak too. She turns invisible sometimes.
Yeah, that's actually pretty legit. There's no debate on this one. Luke's going next here. We can move on.
Yeah,
that's easy. He is the strongest.
Luke automatically gets a win because he's my favorite character. So next would be Plo Koon.
I think stronger than Ezra, maybe.
Yeah,
stronger than Ezra. Really? I think A personally. I think he's stronger.
Definitely.
I would say.
Where on A?
I would say honestly, he's stronger than all the people on A we've put so far.
Ooh.
He was no as far as I know Darth Maul reflects on it. Plo Koon was the only one that Darth Maul was kind of I wouldn't say scared, but weary of fighting. and had his respect. Like if you have Darth Maul's respect, like I'm not saying Darth Maul's like the end all be all, but like he hated everybody and he had Plo Koon had his respect. Like I say that's something.
We're gonna have to switch around A as well too, because I think Shakti would actually beat Agent Kolar, and also Satya or Bastila would also beat Agent Kolar.
I don't know. Do you guys think I'm out of line for putting Plo Koon at the top of S or top of A?
I just don't know if he could beat Qui-Gon.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
don't. I
You
don't
don't think
Kinda got
so?
me.
I'd put
He
him-
might be able to beat Kiadi, but I don't think he'll beat Qui-Gon.
No.
Okay, so
I don't.
it's 3 against 1. So I won't put him above Qui-Gon. I'll put him.
Yeah,
I'll put
that's
him.
perfect. That's
Okay,
perfect
then
balance.
now we're starting to get
Oh,
into the
gosh.
spicy characters.
Ooh.
Now this is like these are going to be like more of the top tier ones for sure.
That being said,
Um,
I think maybe low S.
I
He's just got it all. He's not only through the Clone Wars and deflecting,
Mhm.
blasters, thousands of blasters, cutting down droids, but withstanding the might of Vader pre-suit
I mean, he beats Maul,
Winning.
Grievous, and Anakin
and Dooku.
and Vader, honestly, because he beats him in Kenobi.
I will
So-
say this
Yeah.
is my only thing. Ewan McGregor.
He's definitely an S, 100%.
That's my
okay.
that's my added to it. He's Ewan
I
McGregor.
agree. I completely agree.
Yeah.
Then we got
Exactly.
hey, let's go.
Exactly.
Then we got Ahsoka Tano.
Right,
Honestly, man, it's as
She's a
far as-
C for
She
sure.
came, she came a long way.
I think so,
And-
man. I think by the time she's in the
And if it's that
Mandalorian,
picture too,
Yeah.
for
Oh,
season
you're
7,
using season 7 version? Okay.
well, like I like really whatever you guys think the height of her power is. So if that's season 7,
Oh,
if that's
man.
like Mandalorian that she's at the height of her power, if that's at the end of Rebels, she's at the height of her power. I think she could hang with the big dogs. I think that's an
Mhm.
S for me personally. But what do you guys think?
I think she's probably like equals with Kiadi Mundi. I couldn't tell you if she could
Really?
beat Bastila yet.
honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I mean, she holds her own with Grievous. She holds her own with Vader himself. Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
it's
That episode with
and I think
Clone
Vader
Wars-
can
or,
beat all of those.
Rebels. Yes.
I don't think she's
Good
S.
friends.
Don't get me wrong. I don't think she's S, but I think she is very powerful in the A's.
Interesting. Okay.
Combat
I-
efficiency.
I would say she's top A. Then I think she beats Qui-Gon.
Ooh.
Really?
I mean,
I put her,
It's-
honestly,
I know
I-
it's-
I'd
I
put
know
her
it's a-
beside Qui-Gon and before Plo Koon because the fact that she was trained by the Chosen One, and also that she has that combat experience of going from all the way to season 1, all the way to that. And if it gets to that version, I automatically just go boom straight to Lauren Mary Kim and Ray Park just going at it and just practicing going through those little things of everything. And she was able to hold that off. For me, A, easily.
I think she has the speed. I think she might be able to beat Kiadi Mundi.
Next, we got Anakin, which you know he's S tier. but
Top.
Where does he rely in S tier?
I think he might beat Obi-Wan.
But he doesn't though. That's the thing. See, like I think he had the potential to beat Obi-Wan, but I think his arrogance. So, like, I think as far as like saber combat goes, which so I might
Oh,
actually revert on what I said. I know that Anakin's a better saber duelist, so he's gonna definitely be ahead of Obi-Wan. But Obi-Wan does beat him. But it's because of his arrogance. not because
Is
of
that
his-
plot
Or
armor
the-
though?
the
Is that plot
mindset.
armor?
Yeah, the
For
mindset.
sure. But I think it's also because of arrogance. I think like they did that
Yeah.
in Kenobi and in like he tries to beat Obi-Wan with Darth Maul's move.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
of like trying to jump over him and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So I think
two
Mindset,
legs.
yeah, my mindset he would definitely have him, but as far as skill would go, it was going up there for level 9 and just the sheer amount of he was gaining more abilities, not just force powers, like actual combat efficiency and everything.
sure,
He beat
yeah.
Dooku, he was just getting so much more better and everything.
fair enough. Yeah, I think let's put him
Yeah,
let's put
just
him in
perfect
front
in the
of
middle. Exactly.
Okay.
Perfectly balanced is all
Alright.
it should be.
Next we got Quinlan.
That's
Which
underrated guy.
we don't see a lot of Quinlan,
I
but we
love
do know
him.
that he goes to the dark side.
Yeah, that
so
would
he has
definitely
that
not pick up points.
Maybe stronger than Shakti.
I would-
Maybe
I would
just under
say
her,
yes.
something there, somewhere right there.
Yeah, I would say kind of like either like above Kolar, above Shakti.
If you get to train with Dooku, you get some pretty mad skills.
Yeah, true, fair enough. All right. Next we got Yoda.
Oh God, the
Um,
Avatar
I think Yoda would beat Qui-Gon. I think that's where it takes the cake.
That's
You
yes.
think Yoda's A?
I think he beats Qui-Gon. Yep.
Yeah, I love Liam Neeson.
Yoda trained
I
Dooku.
love him to death. But
I think Yoda's top of S. I think he's the best.
yeah,
I think he's better than Luke.
100%. Well, Yoda in his prime for sure.
Given
For
all
sure.
EU content, Luke is actually like the best of the best, like in this list. Like
Fair
undoubtedly.
enough, but
like even Galen Merrick, like Luke is stronger than him. Do you think he beats Anakin and Obi-Wan though? That's where you guys have to decide.
Anakin, I think he could take.
tough. That's tough.
well, I think Anakin at full power. Obviously, Anakin would be at the top. Like Anakin at full
Yeah,
power.
yeah, George said that.
Because he's like literally, you can't beat the chosen one. Like that's just
You just
it
can't.
sucks to suck. But that's the rules. Like if you're the
Yeah.
chosen one, nobody beats you because that
Right.
wouldn't make you the chosen one anymore.
Oh boy.
But
Okay.
I think at the height of Anakin before Anakin turns to Vader, I don't know. I think Yoda would still take him, dude. Yoda's been
Mhm.
around forever. He's trained
He-
hundreds
I was
of
about to
thousands of
say the same
Jedi.
thing he did. He trained everybody.
Yeah.
And plus and you know what? Also give him an extra thing because at this time point when this was taken, since we now know what happened in season 6, he would have gone to train with the wills and stuff like that to preserve his life force immortality. So him fighting himself would definitely give him an upper.
That's not really duelist like with a lightsaber, but I can see where you're thinking.
Still.
But that being said, that like I agree with you. I do think he's
I
stronger.
stand
than
by
Qui-Gon.
that. I remember that from a quote from the bonus material.
I think I personally, if I had to put them in one, I think he's in between Luke and Anakin.
Yes, I would. I think so.
Mhm.
You think
He's
so? 'Cause
definitely us.
I just think he could drop Anakin personally, but
next we got Mace Windu.
Oh,
I think Mace Windu's an S, but where on the S category does he
Oh
go?
boy.
You think he'll beat Obi-Wan? I know he'll beat Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
I think he'll beat.
I think he does beat. I
He
think
would.
well because he uses Vapod, which if you guys, I know you guys know, but if you guys don't know what Vapod is, yeah, and which I get is a force ability, but it does help you in saber combat. Vapod uses your emotions, so
Yeah.
he can channel both light and dark without going to the dark. And then he has Shatter Point, which shows all the weaknesses on your body, any weaknesses literally in anything, and he can
Yeah.
expose that. So I get that's a force ability, but I think that kind of ties into saber combat. I don't know if he takes Anakin though.
No.
I don't think he takes
Yeah.
Anakin.
You think he
I'm
beats Obi-Wan
blind.
though?
Yeah, I
Yes.
think so. I think Obi-Wan could. I think it kind of goes how like Kit Fisto was hanging in there fighting Sidious, and then I think Obi-Wan would last longer with Mace. Kit Fisto did with Sidious, but I think it would end the same way. Just
Yeah,
kind of,
I think Mace has the power behind his strikes. I think he would rush right through Obi-Wan's defenses.
Form 7, yeah.
yeah. I think he. Yeah, I agree. I think he would try to overwhelm
I mean, people
Obi-Wan.
could do that.
And as I can quote Samuel L. Jackson in the bonus footage of Attack of the Clones, he says, "I dispense of my enemies quite swiftly," but he says, "I don't need no something."
Next, we got Kit Fisto.
Aw. Another awesome, underrated, awesome dude. Lucky guy. Got the.
when he's described as awe, I mean,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he hangs at honestly though, but he hangs
Great.
in there the
He had
most
some
out of
great moments.
everybody.
He duels Grievous at one point.
He had
Yeah,
some-
and he
He had
does
great
very good.
moments.
Yeah,
I think Ezra would beat him.
really interesting. Okay,
I think Ezra would beat him. I don't think.
I don't. I personally, well, I think, but that's tough because the Ezra is good. Because I would have put him above Kolar, but like a kind of either behind Shak T or in front of Shak T. But now you're right. I don't know if he could take Ezra or not.
He was able to last as long as he did with Sidious until that.
He
little
beats
final moment.
Maris, I would say.
I mean, I would
Yeah.
say beating Ezra only because of experience in combat, like what he's
Yeah.
already has.
Mm.
You know, where Ezra's still, kind of
Yeah.
on job training.
Yep. Agree with
So
that.
do you? So the next question is: do you think he beats Shak T or do you think he's behind Shak T?
He might be behind Shock T for
Behind-
that.
Oh yeah, dude, Chuck T duels Galen Merrick, man.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Next, we got Jedi Dooku.
I think Qui-Gon beats Dooku. I mean, he even said it himself. You're the best
Yeah.
of me.
But does he mean that in the sense of like overall, or does he mean that in dueling too? Does he mean that in the sense of like Qui-Gon just has a better? Because Qui-Gon says that. I mean, I guess we did put Obi-Wan above Qui-Gon, but Qui-Gon definitely does say that to Obi-Wan as well. Like, you're a better man than me. Well, because then that rearranges Yoda too. Because I think Yoda definitely beats Dooku, but Yoda and Dooku are pretty on par with each other.
But also, Anakin and Obi-Wan beat Dooku, even canonically.
True.
A couple times, actually.
Do you think Dooku beats Ahsoka at her height? At his height and her height?
Honestly, I would put Jedi Dooku. God, this is tough.
Yeah, I know.
He's high A. He's high A, but under Qui-Gon.
Yeah,
because he was considered the best duelist of the Jedi Order at the time.
Mm-hmm.
When he left and before he became the Count. So before Sith.
I think he'd beat Ahsoka.
So he would be behind Mace, behind
See,
Obi-Wan.
I think he takes Qui-Gon, personally. I love Qui-Gon.
I think he beats Ahsoka. I don't know if he takes Qui-Gon.
I mean, it would be a good fight, but I think he takes Qui-Gon.
It depends on which version.
I just don't know as a Jedi though, yeah.
Oh god.
Okay.
That's also true. Like Legends Qui-Gon, the picture you got. So he's already tapped into the dark side.
Yeah, with the towel. Yeah.
That comic book where he's like peeling his skin off his face.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's a master form too, so that would give him the thing of that. And also he's battled in the Mandalorian bits of wars that they had a breakout of that. It tells the Jedi the same they did. Also from, again, just the fact that you get the honorable mention from, the best duelist of the Jedi at the time.
Mm-hmm.
God, it's tough.
I know it's let's put him. We'll put him below Qui-Gon.
That works perfect.
Value them as equals.
Yes. Yeah, I would say it's a tie. Well, we can also talk
this game.
They both have pros and cons.
Okay, so next we have Syndraulic.
I think Syndraulic beats Obi-Wan. I don't think he beats Mace.
Yeah. It's just hard because we haven't. He's kind of like I feel like he's kind of like a Yoda character in the sense of like he trained so like he was the teacher, right? Like he knows all the forms. He knows what works best against what. I do agree. I think he does beat Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan's good.
Revenge of the Sith video game, and he is lightning fast.
He's tough. He's tough until he gets a giant pillar thrown at him, a column thrown at him. Okay. Yeah.
I think Mace beats him because of the the dark side of
the Vapod.
Yes.
Ooh, okay. So this is going to be a tough one. It's Galen. It's Galen. It's Starkiller.
Oh, it's Sam Witwer. He wins.
Photoshop. I think. Well,
definitely don't know
guys,
enough about him.
Which version is it of him?
I would say him at the end of the first game.
So is this before he takes on Vader, or after you get to choose whether to kill Vader or Palpatine? Because he's wearing the same stuff. Is his hood down in that?
Well, because I would say his hood's up, but I think the Vader is the dark side version, so it wouldn't be when he like kills Vader and takes on it would be him attacking Palpatine.
Oh God!
Because that's
which isn't really dueling. That's more so just
still.
And I think
just to think about that,
I think still Palpatine would have taken him because he was just kind of doing everything he could to hold back his lightning. He wasn't really like I don't think he was like taking. Palpatine
is his hood up?
Yeah, his hood up is in that.
So let's just use the hypothetical that he was taken out by Vader. Because he's going in that hallway and Vader meets him. Boom, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say that's where his story ends. So he's taken out Kazdan Paratus, Ram Koda, Maris Brood, Shak T.
Mm-hmm.
And also he grew up with his birth. Instead of a birthday cake, he got a birthday holocron of every Jedi practically in this list of just like, oh, hey, here's your thing. Beat this. That's your birthday cake. So he would know everybody's fighting abilities up to.
He definitely beats Obi-Wan because Obi-Wan is one of the training modules.
I agree with that. Literally,
I would say he's in between Luke and Yoda.
Yeah.
I think.
Honestly, I would
I
agree.
think Luke's stronger than Revan too. I think you need to change that as well.
I mean, I'm okay with that. Okay, so let's do. You
I think
think?
Revan would beat Starkiller.
That's what I was about
As
to
much
ask.
as it pains me to say, I think he would.
Okay.
Especially since we're capping a story right then and there before he unlocks, the true Force
Unlimited power.
the ending before the DLC, before you
Yeah.
start punting Jawas and all that.
And then we got Ben Solo.
Ben 1 or Ben 2?
Yeah, Ben 1 or Ben 2.
He's
I think he's mid to high B. Personally,
he's got some Luke training, Jedi Ben at least,
and he's literally the lineage of Anakin and all that. So like he has potential, like he has Skywalker blood in him.
I think he's beat. I think he beats.
I would say he's under Yaddle.
Yeah,
I think he beats Barriss and Ram, but maybe that's just me.
No, I think he does too.
Because
he beats.
I just think he gets. The reason why I think he beats Barriss and Ram is just because he gets trained by Luke, even if it is for however long. Like he does get the Jedi training from literally the best of the best, But what do you guys think? Do you think that's fair to be under Yaddle, or do you think he needs to be further down the list?
Part of me even wants to put him higher since he was trained by Luke. He might be stronger than Agent and Kit. I don't know.
Really?
But that makes me relook Ezra too.
I don't know if he takes Ezra, maybe because they both kind of have the dark side tendencies. I think he's tied with Ezra. I think it's kind of like a Qui-Gon and Dooku thing. It would be like
he beats Yaddle.
I think so, just because of how Yaddle's not really in her prime towards the end of she's kind of like just as old as Yoda is. I think he would take Yaddle just because he gets trained by Luke. But to be fair though, Yaddle did get trained by she's been around for a hot minute too.
Yeah.
And she kind of stands with Dooku for some time. I don't know, man. Oh, that's a tough one.
Oh God.
She was ultimately taken out by Dooku. I don't think Ben would stand a chance going against Dooku.
Yeah, but she held her own. Just from what we know from Tales of the Jedi, I mean, she held her own on that one. I mean, I get at the end of the day she lost it, but that dude was sweating.
Okay, so let's put him here.
Yeah.
And then these are just extra duplicates because they wouldn't let me for some reason take away the picture. So now let's go through. We'll save the best for last. So we'll go from C all the way to S and who takes the category for each one. So for C, who do you think takes the category?
I think it's where it should be. I think Ayla.
You think Ayla takes it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think out of everything we've seen with dueling and stuff, I think
just pure dueling ability. Because I think this list would also change if we were incorporating force abilities with dueling. Mm-hmm. I think this list would probably change quite a bit. So we got Ayla for C. Who's taking B? I think it is because we've kind of already said the.
For me,
you say Kanan takes it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, actually, let's do it this way. Let's just do it like what you think. There's no right or wrong answers here. Just like what you guys think. So we all kind of said Ayla. So let's go. So you said Kanan for you, Charlie. Brad, who do you think takes B?
I like Kanan only toward at the end of it. At the end of Rebels, what we got with him and that emotion and that drive he had, I think. I mean, we saw what he did. I think if he popped off on any one of these other guys, I think he could take the cake.
Okay, and then JT.
I think that's fair.
Okay, I don't know because it's I'm trying to determine who I would think would win and who, because I really like Cal Kestis. I like that he has the single blade and then he can kind of turn it in. I just don't think he has enough training.
Not yet.
To take.
And that's kind of where I was with Kanan over Ezra, because Kanan still, well, I mean, really,
he got training, but he didn't over 66 happened. He didn't have a chance to finish.
I think I'm gonna have to do a tie between. I know that's what we kind of already have, but between Yaddle and Ezra. All right, now we got A. Who takes the cake in A?
I think Dooku and Qui-Gon both have their pros and cons to make them equals. Through all the media, but I think Dooku at the end of the day is gonna have that little finesse. I mean, his saber's built for it.
Yeah,
too.
Sir Christopher Lee, man, I'll go ditto on that one. that dude was built for that. I love Liam Neeson. He was legendary, but if you get taught by Yoda and you get the acclaim of best duelist and the only person that can take you down is Anakin.
It's like the game of telephone too. Like the more you train,
So
maybe something gets lost on the way. Who knows? But I think Dooku's a direct source to that Yoda S tier type of level of dueling.
I love Qui-Gon to death, and he's definitely above Dooku for me. But as far as duelists go, I agree. I think Dooku takes it. And then S tier. I think we've all kind of already said it, but what do you guys pick for S tier?
Luke is lightning fast. Like it even describes him faster than you can even see with like the naked eye. It took Luke and Darth Krayt to take down Abeloth, which is this ancient being that is of equal speed, of faster than you could even possibly imagine.
Well, I think he also he is what Indus is going into Force abilities too, but he realized, I think, that what puts him ahead of a lot of these other Jedi is that he does use his emotions, but he doesn't he almost kind of like a weird kind of pseudo of how Mace uses his, he uses a little bit of the dark side. I feel like Luke kind of does the same thing, where he uses it enough to where it doesn't cloud his judgment, doesn't do anything hardcore, but it makes him a better fitter because
keeps him aware.
Yeah. Well, all right, guys, that's the list right there. We got Luke, Dooku. I'll throw Kanan up here because I know some of you guys said Kanan Ezra combo, and then Isla. I think that's a great list. I think that's
pretty solid.
Stamp of approval right there. Put a little stamp logo on it. Thank you guys for watching this video. We're definitely going to do more of these. We're going to do a Sith version and a non-Force World version. So stay tuned for those. And as always, may the Force be with you.